Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho Cooking's coconut jam tart made in the Kmart Family Pie Maker. First thing that we're going to do is melt some butter with our sugar. Just while that's gently melting on a low heat, we've got our Family Pie Maker here that's not switched on, and we're just going to spread our strawberry jam, any jam that you like, into our pastry case. I've already showed you how to make that in a different video. So this isn't switched on, our pastry is just pressed in there, it's raw. Just spread that out evenly, right to the edges. Once our butter and sugar is melted, just turn up a tiny bit, throw in our coconut and just toast it. That's going to get the colour on it. Then bind it with just one egg and put it on top of our pie maker pastry with the jam in it, and then just cook it until that pastry is cooked. Okay, on a medium-low heat, we're just going to stir this and try and dissolve the sugar a little bit. When we toss our coconut in there, we've got to keep stirring it then on a low heat because we don't want it to catch and burn. You can make this into a tart to go into your oven, or you can make it into little small pie maker tarts if you wanted to. But it's pretty economical, travels very well, tastes lovely, looks nice on the table, and the whole family will enjoy it, especially if they're coconut lovers. Okay, pretty well melted now. In with our coconut. Now the coconut will absorb all of that butter, and when it does, we've got to keep turning it and turning it and turning it so that it doesn't stick. If it looks like it's going a little bit quick for you, just turn it back. You can see it's just starting to colour up a little bit now. We want to have that sort of uniform light brown or golden brown colour all the way through it. As it's heating, it is actually releasing the oils in the coconut, which is smelling pretty nice. Nothing better than toasted coconut fragrance wise. Back a tad. We don't want it to burn because it will become quite bitter. Just keep tossing and turning it. Sounds like an ad for a mattress, doesn't it? Okay, we've got some nice colour on that now. You can see the little flecks of the brown, a little bit of white left in there, not too much. It's more of a creamy, caramelly sort of colour. Alright, turn it off. Take it off the heat. And we are going to mix our egg into that and then just rake it over the top of our pastry and our jam. Fetch this over now. Okay, there's no on and off switch on this. It's operated by the power control, so just in case there's any more heat left in that pan, we don't want that to bake on. The reason that we're adding the egg is it'll actually bind it, and you don't want to smooth it flat. You want it sort of like craggy on the top. This has got the element at the top is actually heated, but it's not going to give you the same browned, crispy hills and dales that you're going to get in the oven. And that's why we've taken this to a little bit more browner colour than you normally would if you were making it for the oven. Alrighty, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a swoosh around and mix that all in quickly before it turns into coconut scrambled egg. And we're just going to smooth that on top of our jam. Close the lid to get that egg cooked. Now I'm just going to spoon this on now. It's actually on, so it's starting to cook. And I'm going to rake the top of it with just a plastic fork. I don't want to use a metal fork because I don't want to damage the non-stick surface on my little pie maker. You can't buy these guys anymore. From Kmart anyway. Alright, now get it to the edge and rough it up. You don't want it smooth. This pastry isn't going to significantly rise. The jam is going to cook into the base, and that is what you should have. Nice and rustic and rough. That's not going to be touching the top of the pie maker at all when it cooks, and hopefully the radiated heat from the pie maker will give it a little bit of colour as well. And you really only need to cook this for about 8 or so minutes, just until the pastry is actually cooked, because everything else in there is cooked except for the egg. The pastry's cooked, the egg's got to be cooked. Okay, close the lid. Okay, we're just going to check it after 10 minutes. It's nice and golden on the outside. It needs a little bit more cooking. We're going to give it another 2 minutes or so. It's starting to brown a little bit on the top there. Lifting the lid like that allows that moisture to escape that was in the egg, and hopefully will crisp up a little bit on the top. But it won't be like a hills and dales and toasty on top like it is in the oven. But then you're cooking it in 10 minutes too. Okay, after another 2 minutes, we're just going to check underneath it and see it's nice and brown on the bottom as well. A little bit more. If you put baking paper in here, you're going to get it out a lot easier. I'll just give it another 2 minutes and then it's done. Okay, 2 minutes later, and this is what you should have. You can see it's all bubbly and golden on top there. Nice and browned right around the edges. Getting it out might be a bit of a problem. It's not stuck at all, but it is quite... But I've got to be able to get underneath it somehow. Without breaking it, because the pastry is still quite soft. It's crispy. I think I might just let that cool in the pie maker. I can't see it doing any harm. It's switched off now. Once it cools down a little bit, it'll be a lot easier to manage. And there you have it, Cheekyricho Cooking's coconut jam tart cooked in the Kmart Family Pie Maker. Don't forget to check out my pastry recipe because it's ridiculously easy and it has a great result. You can see the little brown peaks and things that have been cooked from the top, not touching the top, just the heat that's radiated down. Looks like I bought one. Thanks for watching. Okay, there we have a Cheekyricho Cookings coconut jam tart made in the Kmart Family Pie Maker. I'll show you what it looks like inside. It's nice and crispy. In future, I will put some baking paper underneath it. It'll make it a lot easier to get out. It was just a bit tricky. It's lovely and crisp. Very short pastry, which holds its shape remarkably well. And there you have it. It's almost like a biscuit base. Strawberry jam in there. Hear that? It is crispy on top. Pastry's nice and golden underneath. Have a taste, shall we? That's what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching.